All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Hustle Podcast. My name is John. I'm your host, and we got my co-host,
Gabriel Arambula.
And if you guys are new here, what we talk about on this podcast is everything relating to business, mindset, how it can add value to you guys, and also Gabe and I share our 25 years of collective entrepreneurial experience and mistakes. That way, you guys know what to avoid, and also be able to speed up your journey and whatever career or entrepreneurial journey you're on.
And John also uses this as an opportunity to just dig down into my deepest, innermost, darkest secrets and flaws and exposes them.
Yeah, this whole podcast is all front.
It's like a counseling session, I think. It's almost like the Truman Show. I said that. Did I say that earlier?
You said it earlier.
That even makes it more like the Truman Show. It's kind of like therapy for me.
This is Gabe's part two therapy session, and we have our special guest Shelby in the house, and we're actually on episode 32.
Yeah,
32 today.
32. So it's a
really
special day.
Really,
that 32 is right after 31.
That's right.
But before 33, so it's a unique spot.
He's smart, you guys.
Yeah, that's barely getting by high school gets you that.
Barely getting by.
Yeah. Yep. Deductive reasoning.
That's what it's called. All right. So without further ado, as you guys know, we have our special guest Shelby. She's been an account executive since September, you mentioned?
Yeah, September.
And I'm not going to say too much. I would love for her to share a little bit about herself, and then we'll get right into it.
We'll dig in it. So, I'll start with a couple questions. Shelby, where are you from originally? Where'd you grow up?
Here, Lake Forest, California.
Nice. So born and raised Lake Forest.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Now, so you've been at theLender since October. What did you do prior to joining theLender? I know you said that you participated in other business endeavors, but I think you're being facetious. So what did you do prior to joining theLender?
Well, the job I had directly before theLender, I was a customer support associate for a big tech company that dealt with real estate buildings.
Nice.
And tracking utilities and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So that's what I did right before. And then I did a little internship abroad in New Zealand for a really cool nonprofit that worked in oceanography. And
okay, hold on. So
stuff.
can I let's pause real quick because I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
New Zealand, hard pause, not a soft pause, hard pause. How long were you in New Zealand for?
It was only about 3.5 months.
Okay,
so not
nice.
Super long. Yeah.
So 3.5 months in New Zealand. Would you say New Zealand is overrated or underrated?
Underrated.
Okay.
But also, don't go because don't ruin it with your tourism.
But
it
was
all right, guys,
do not
New Zealand's
go.
terrible. Don't go, but
All
it's low-key the best place ever.
It's not safe there. It's over.
Dangerous.
It costs too much.
There are
Too
sharks
expensive.
on the land.
If you get arrested,
Sharks
there, then you're stuck there in jail for life. So don't go there.
Yeah.
No, but you know how it is. Life works as follows. If you tell someone something that is good, that's going to benefit their life, the probability of them doing it is very slim.
Oh,
so, it's very slim.
I highly doubt a lot of people are going to go.
Yeah, you guys are going to go to New Zealand, but you know what? We're going. I'm going to go, but don't do it. Yeah. So let me ask you this. So what are 3 of the things that stick out in your memory as far as things you loved about New Zealand?
Oh, first one, the nature. There is no landscape I've been to, and I've traveled a lot of places that is like New Zealand.
So what about the landscape makes it incomparable?
It has basically every single type of landscape you could think of. There's tropical beaches, then rolling green hills, and then glaciers, and then mountain peaks. So, and they also have desert. So it's literally everything.
So like you said, it's a horrible place and no one should ever go there.
Ever go.
Never, ever,
so
ever.
Dangerous. Ugly.
So wait, we got landscape was one of the 3.
Landscape, everyone there is extremely nice, and I felt the most safe that I've ever felt. Everyone is just really kind, very down to earth people, very easygoing people, which is what I like. So
nice.
So that was another thing.
Landscape people.
Landscape people. The third thing that stuck out, I guess I would have to say there's just a lot to do. So I mean, I feel like that's a lot to do. Like there's so much to explore and see. And you can surf, you can snowboard. You can never be bored there. Is,
Nice.
I guess another thing I would say.
All right, booking flight. Hey Siri, one-way ticket to New Zealand.
Already booked.
But don't
already
go.
booked. Yeah, but don't go.
Don't
No,
go.
we don't
One
want to go.
Flight sucks.
Okay, now tell us a little bit about what you're doing there. Break it down. You had an internship.
Yes.
Like what were you doing, and who was it with, and
yeah, so basically I got the internship from a college professor who introduced the company to me. They're called EnviroStrat. They basically, it's hard to explain what they do. It's like investing for nonprofits in a way. And so I just thought the company was really cool. They're working on a project with a nonprofit called Green Wave, who helps restore ocean like ocean environments, which is really cool. And I just talked to the owner, and he was like, well, we offer internships if you'd ever be interested. And I never got to study abroad, so I was like, yeah, I'm interested. And I just booked a flight and said yes, and went out there. When I was there for that company, I was mainly doing a lot of research. They were trying to build a fund to help raise money to expand the project that they already had going. And so I was in charge of researching uses for what they were, because Green Wave does ocean farming, which helps ocean, like biography, landscapes, whatever. And I was helping find uses for what they were farming, and just really researching all things kelp. So I know a lot about Colonia radiata.
Now, the
what? I'm sorry?
What?
Coral reefs?
Can you bleep that out, John?
Coral?
Shelby, my gosh.
What?
I've never heard such a word come out of a lady's mouth.
Did I just get a tumor?
But would you please
myself.
repeat it? Would you please repeat it? What did you study? What is it?
Colonia radiata.
Colonia radiata.
All right, we're gonna add
Is
captions.
Kelp.
That's kelp. That's
It's
a science. It's a type of kelp.
Yeah.
And so you were studying, like, what about it? Like how it grows, where it grows, or uses, or
yeah, I was studying like how it grows, where it grows. I was studying how much it affects the ocean around it, like fish populations, carbon dioxide count, oxygen count in the water, toxins in the water. And then I was researching the benefits of kelp for using it for things in food, in skincare, in the medical industry. So
interesting.
there's actually a lot of uses.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So, like, okay, was the internship set for 3 months, or were you like, okay, it's 3 months, I'm out, I got to go back home?
It wasn't a set time. I got to choose. But my brother was graduating college, and I really wanted to see him. So just with time, I only ended up doing 3 months.
Nice. And then so you did an internship. You came back to the States. How did you hear about theLender, and how did you end up here?
So when I came back, I was still working as a customer support associate for that tech company. I was with them before I went out to New Zealand, and then I went back. And it was fully remote. There's nothing wrong with it, but I really wanted a challenge and something that was in person. And very randomly one day, I saw the posting for this job, and I just applied. And I was like, all right, like, let's just see what happens.
Was it on Indeed you found it?
LinkedIn.
Oh, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, big LinkedIn girly.
Yeah. Okay, nice.
Okay.
Very cool. And so did you have like any interest or background in the lending or banking sector?
No.
It was just totally random.
Yep, totally random. I was like, I never saw myself going into sales because I didn't think I had the personality for it. Because I always kind of figured it was like the class clown kind of person or whatever, and then that just wasn't me.
Are you calling me a clown?
Yeah.
So maybe I was a clown in the class.
Come on.
You know?
But I was like, you know what, we'll try it out. And yeah, just worked out.
Nice. And I know a couple things. I know more than a couple things, but pertinent to the position as an account executive, it really takes a unique skill set. The success rate is not high; it's very low. I mean, in my when I joined theLender, with my training, I believe maybe a quarter of us are still here, and I'm sure you could probably say the same for your training class, as
Yeah.
far as not a lot of people being there. And so, the fact that not only are you still here, but like you're producing after only, I mean, less than a year. You said you started here in June, so we're like October, 9 months.
Yeah.
We're like 9 months in it. Like
Mm-hmm.
the the expected time frame for an account executive to actually get some traction and get some results is usually like towards that 6 month time frame. But you're already like, I mean, like we're walking here, you're like already funded 2 loans. Like you already
Mm-hmm.
funded 2 loans this month. You got deals in your pipeline. Like what are some things that you did that helped you enter into a totally new field
Mm-hmm.
and attain the results that you have thus far? If you could boil it down to maybe like a couple different things that you did to help accelerate, what would those things be?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think what helps is just kind of taking that extra effort. I was talking to somebody earlier, and when you're first starting, if you expect to only work 8 hours, you're gonna expect only 8 hour day results. And so it's like you need to be willing to work more than that if you want to kind of get ahead and be successful, especially in this type of industry. Um, Helping brokers, you need to be able to be there for them, even if it's off the clock. So I tried in the beginning, and I still try as best as I can without burning myself out at 23 to work like 9 hour days every day. And when we were starting to on the floor with calls, like I was just like calling like as much as I could. Definitely got discouraged after a week and a half of calling. I was like, this is not for me. I got yelled at. Like, I'm not going to do this anymore. And luckily my manager was like, no, you're good at your job. It's just going to take a minute. Like, keep going. And so in the beginning and with that 8 hour mindset, like those are the things that kind of helped me to do well for how little I've been here. Could definitely do better, but it's a learning curve. So, and then now for where I'm at, so like kind of keep going and kind of beat my last month and the whatever new records. It's definitely really staying on top of everything and following up with people and just that extra mile. Like I don't have to send out this email, but I'm going to because it's helpful. Or like I don't have to call that person. It's not my job, but I'm going to because it's helpful.
Right.
So always trying to just have that extra step. And also I really like to know what I'm talking about to a broker or to a client. I don't like it when they call me and I say I don't know. I hate that. So I try really to read the guidelines and the matrix to know what I'm selling and what our programs are. And if I don't know, obviously it's okay. But like I learn from that I don't know, and I write it down and I make sure I know for the next time because I hate not knowing. And so I think that also helps me get ahead a little bit is I like really know what I'm talking about.
Right. I was curious too. Like, you know how a lot of A's when they join, like, not just at theLender, but also like any sales company in general, like the first few months are really hard. There's like a really like high like churn rate. They come in, they see that it's harder than they think, and then when they get discouraged and they quit. Like for you, Shelby, like what is that the thing that kept you going? For some people, it's like having a big vision for themselves, huge goals, maybe like a chip on their shoulder. I guess like what was that for you, like from your experience?
Ooh, I would say it's definitely a couple different things. Definitely Dee, the vice president here, recommended like make sure to have things written down that will push you to like keep
Gabe?
moving forward.
Write stuff down, buddy.
That sounds like a personal thing.
Very much so, Shelby. Thank you for coming in my defense.
I tease Gabe a lot, but dude, Gabe's a freaking heavy hitter. All right,
Yeah.
London guys, he's a heavy hitter, gets his shit
I'm
done.
kind of like the
works really
Tasmanian
hard,
devil,
you know.
Yeah, he's sick
but very
on.
much an angel.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, more about you, Shelby. More about
now back
you.
to me since I'm
Yes.
the guest.
Yes.
Shelby.
Thank you.
But so the things that I kind of thought of that would like keep me going. I mean, I'm a very faithful person. I'm a Christian, and so definitely my faith kind of helps me have that endurance and like just praying like if the Lord wants me here or not, and if one day He's like, no, you need to leave, then I'm gonna leave. So
Yeah.
that's my life, and that's what
I love that.
kind of determines where I go and if I stay at a job. And right now the Lord's like, stay here,
Stay.
so I'm staying. And then another one, I think, you know, obviously they do promise you can make a good amount of money here. I think it's hard. I personally think it takes longer than 6 months to like have a consistent flow, but that's just what I'm seeing.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, they say
Like
six, but I'm like, nah, brother.
6 months to like actually like get some deals going,
Yeah.
get a couple deals
Yeah.
going, but
Maybe like
like,
1 year.
that consistency
Yeah.
of like I want to fund $3 million a month. I'm like, that's gonna take a year for sure. But anyways, I would say like that promise of being like, oh, if I could make that consistent money, like that's gonna set up my future family.
yeah.
And I like just I was blessed enough to have a mom that like could provide for me, and I want to do that for my future family. So I would say those two things are like kind of what kept me going when I was
Wow.
like, I'm gonna quit.
Question:
Phenomenal.
What? So
Yeah.
a couple of things. You know, one, you had the pep talk with your sales manager.
Yeah.
He saw the gold in you, and one of the things that I've learned in business and leadership and management, and you know, a air mark to a great leader is being able to see the gold in people. And you know, in a book by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, you know, one of the things that you know was identified in a skill set of Mr. Carnegie was he was able to see the gold in people, right?
Mhm.
And you know, as a leader, like time and time again, I've had you know in individuals under my leadership. John was one of them. Individuals under my leadership, and like something would tell me like, you know what, this person's got it. Like there's something about this person that lets me know like they're gonna be able to make this happen. And so you know, like shout out to your manager for doing that,
Yeah,
because
for sure.
you know the other approach sometimes with managers is that if they don't see like immediate results with someone, they might write them off. So that was good. I'm happy to hear that. Were you with them, Juan, at that time?
Yeah.
Nice,
yeah, Juan.
nice. Shout out, Juan.
Shout out Juan.
Shout out.
So okay, so you got that pep talk. Now you know, and I know, and I'm pretty sure actually that after that pep talk, you probably were you instantly like, yeah, Juan's right, I'm going for it. Like, or was it like okay, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna pray, I'm gonna you know just seek God's guidance, or like what was it that like had you come to work the next day after that combo? Like what was it?
I mean, I definitely wasn't like, yeah, Juan, you're right. Like, I'm gonna go out there, it's gonna be great. Like, no, that was not it. I think I still like went in the bathroom and cried.
And that's okay.
No, hey, it's okay. I've
Yes.
still done that, and I've
Yeah.
been here for 9
Yeah.
months. But anyways, I mean, yeah, I think it was definitely like I'm gonna keep trying because I want like my yes to be yes, and I said yes to committing to this job and having
love
it
that.
be like because we had training class for about half a month and then 2 weeks on the floor. Is when I was like, I'm ready to go, and I was like, 2 weeks of actually being on the floor is not long enough. Like I need to give it a longer try, or a better and longer try. Yeah. So I think it was just like no, like you need to stick to your commitments, you need to try longer, and like if it still hasn't like worked out for a couple months or even a year down the road, then you gave it your best effort. So
100%. And like that like we talked about that on one of our previous podcasts, like being 3 feet from gold, right? And just if you go just a little further, and you know, I think a lot of times individuals, and I've probably been guilty of this more than once. We just quit too soon.
Yeah.
We quit too soon, and one of the things that I found, and I'm sure that Juan saw this in you, he probably noticed that one, you're highly intelligent, highly analytical, and you're someone that is able to like absorb information, speak confidently. You're probably good like time management, like in being consistent with certain behaviors, and he probably saw all those characteristics, and knew you were going to win and succeed. So yeah, shout out to him, shout out to you too for even continuing and going with it, because it is a tough job.
Yeah.
Like
it's tough.
you're out there trying to get the attention of individuals that are being hounded by so many other wholesale banks. They get the
Mhm.
emails, people stopping in their office, and you have to build that mental toughness to be able to get the no's, get the people cursing at you, yelling at you, and
Mhm.
keep moving forward. And so going in about nine-ish months into the role, you feel good, you like happy, think you made a good decision hanging out. She's like hanging in, huh?
I was gonna quit tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
No, I'm joking.
And then pep talk. All right, I'm back, guys.
Another pep talk. Yeah,
I'm back, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that I stuck it out for sure. The experience I've gotten already within like 9 months has been really great for my career life and job life. Definitely have grown more and matured more in that area of my life. I'd still say there's times where I'm like, this is really rough.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
I think I think every sales job is like this, but it's just the consistency is really hard. Like, you really, really have to push to be consistent. Like, I had a $3 million month, and then the next month I had 900, and then the next month I had 138. And I'm okay saying that because it's reality.
Yeah.
But it's when you're first starting, it's just like up and down, and it's tough. And even like you think like this month, I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to have 3 million, and then 2 deals fall. I'm like, oh damn, like okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still really rough even when it does get good in sales, but it's sales, so it's like if you like that, then you're good, because that's how it is.
So I got into the industry when I was 23 as well.
Mm-hmm.
I became a loan officer at 23. One of the things that my broker would always say, he was a man of faith, Brent, and he'd always say nothing builds your faith more than a commission-based business.
Yeah.
Right?
Literally, it's definitely like, okay, God, like, you're gonna provide exactly what I need.
Yeah.
So if maybe this month I need only a 138, then I need 138.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not gonna stress.
You know what? I like what you mentioned about letting your yes be yes, and your no be no, and it's like it's that's from the Bible, right? And what I've noticed is that many, if not all, principles for success and life in business, a lot of these things are derived from the Bible. So I thought that was cool when you mentioned that, because in business, in our business, like when you say something and when you tell a broker you could do something, you better be darn sure that you could do it Monday through Friday, because if you blow, and it could be the smallest thing, if you blow it, that could be everything.
Yeah.
That could just be your business. And like we're in an industry where you can get a couple good accounts that feed you a ton of business, and you could make a living off of it. Right. And so I love that you mentioned that, and that you have a strong and high level of faith, and one that you speak about it, and that is encompassed and integrated in your life. And one of the things that John and I speak about often is it like people talk about work-life balance, but I think it's more like work-life integration. just kind of like integrating it all together, because
Yeah.
I found myself at times, and even now, as I, reshape my mindset and how I look at, work and life. But that work life integration, it it just makes things a lot easier. And with John and I, we do this podcast. And this podcast, the goal of it is to add value to, I mean, the world, but like to people in our industry, to consumers, to our peers. And we enjoy it and we have fun doing it.
Mhm.
And I feel like we're adding value. And inherently, I know we'll get business from it. I know the guests that we have that are account executives will get business from it. Like, we'll cut clips out for you. You dropped a few clips that were actually really good that I know John will pull out.
Mhm.
But it's like that integration in bringing it all together. And living life, doing your thing, having fun, enjoying it. And I love that. You speak about that, you share about that. I had a question. So you mentioned moms, being so look up to moms, like
Yeah.
big time. What did your mom do growing up? Like, what was her background like as a professional? Like, what did she
Yeah.
do?
Well, so it's really cool. My grandma actually was a stewardess way back when, and she started a company that basically does the decals and wraps around airplanes. So like the face of Alaska on the side, that's what her company does.
Holy cow! Wow.
So very niche, but she found a need for that. They do really cool planes. I actually love it. Like, they wrapped an entire plane in like Star Wars print for when Disney came out with Rogue One, I think.
Your grandma's company.
Yeah, and that's what my
Dang.
mom runs with my uncle. So it's a family business. And so my mom does sales for them, and so she has account, and she does she's like the CFO, basically does all their financing and things. So but yeah, it's super cool.
Power. Yeah.
Anyone need it? Avion Graphics.
Avion Graphics. There we go. Shout out Avion Graphics. Hey, well, listen.
No shame plug. Like,
no,
That's
yeah,
the
we're all
reason why she
about
came
it.
on.
Yeah, but, hey, I mean, listen.
they can wrap your car if you need.
Your car,
They've
all
done,
your
Okay.
hey, the Enough Boys, whatever, they did
their
bus.
No,
Are you
theirs too?
serious?
Yeah.
What?
My mom
What
met
the
the main
heck?
guy, and she was like, he was actually very professional.
Yeah, I mean, like,
It's
yeah,
really
they're
the
running.
Enough
Yeah, they're
Boys.
running a business.
Yeah, but
That's wild. All right,
yeah,
John.
they
When
do
we
really
when we
cool
get
stuff.
big, when we get our bus, bro.
Yeah, we got
When
to.
we get our bus, we'll hit
yeah,
moms
you guys
up.
get
It's a
a bus or
must.
PJ.
Yeah.
For real.
And listen, we don't ask for discounts. We pay full price.
Full
We pay
price
full,
only.
full
Yeah.
price.
Plus
And when we
extra.
get
No
the jet.
discount off.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You got.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. You want to pay peanuts? You get monkeys. All right. All right. You better
That's
right.
right.
Pay. Hey, full price. All right. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
I wanted to ask you as well, like,
Mhm.
as an AE, like, you've been here for 9 months, obviously you closed some business. I guess, like, how do you stand out from like other AEs, not just within the company, but from like other wholesale lenders too? Like, why should brokers like want to go with you?
I would say I stand out because of what I said earlier, where I will go the extra mile. And if they need me to call somebody, or if they need me to reach out to somebody that I technically do not have to, I will do it. Like, I will do, like, I have a deal right now. It's a 6 unit, and it's just been going crazy. But like, technically we don't have to do this, but I'm like willing to hop on the call with the appraiser, the agent. Like,
Wow.
I have talked to all of them with the broker. Even was about to call the city to handle something. I didn't have to, but I am willing to do all of this because I want the loan to fund not only for the broker but for the borrower. Like, I feel for them if their loan can't go through. And definitely can't let emotions get too much into business, but like, some of mine do, and that's why I get very passionate and I try really, really hard, until like literally everyone, even the VP like of underwriting, is like, no, we can't do it. Then that's when I stop, because I'm like, oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I literally have the biggest hurdle in my way. So like, as an AE, like, I will contact whoever I need to contact to get the loan done, and like just go the extra mile. And I think that's why I stand out.
That's
Go
huge.
the
Yeah.
extra mile. It's like
Yeah.
how Gabe and I would talk about this concept of like not just going above and beyond, right? But also
Mhm.
do more than what you're paid for,
Mhm.
than you are paid for more than you do, right? For you, like it's like you don't have to go the extra mile, but you
Mhm.
do it because like you want to close a deal, you want to make sure the borrower like they actually get that house, get that investment, funded, get the broker paid, and just create like great experience for the partnership as well, like long term.
Mhm.
And because you go above and beyond, like they're gonna see you as like they can depend on you, right?
Mhm.
Like they can rely on you. They know that you're going to like take care of them for all their loans
Yeah.
because you do more than they ask. Like you do more than what you're paid for,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Might be rough, but
Yeah.
we'll get the loan closed.
Yeah.
It might be
Yeah.
some ups and downs, but I'll do whatever I can.
And that's huge though, because I mean, like the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is just a little extra, and it's like that one phone call, that one email that makes a difference. And it just surprises me
Mm-hmm.
that in life and in business, far too often, professionals take the approach of it's not my job.
Yeah.
It's not my
Yeah.
responsibility. Oh, the buyer's agent should do that. Oh, the
Mhm.
listing agent should do. Oh, escrow should do that.
I'm not being paid for this.
I'm not being
Yeah.
paid for this. When we actually could actually just kind of like step in
Mm-hmm.
and help out just a little bit, and it makes all the difference. I mean, like even John the other day, he had a broker, super busy broker, always productive, and
Mm-hmm.
I told John, I'm like, listen, John, ask him if you could help him fill in the blanks on the broker package with the information that you could pull up on his company on the internet and send it to him via DocuSign to complete the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And so he
Mhm.
did it, and the broker got it. John called him, followed up. He filled it out while he was on the phone with John.
Mm-hmm.
Took him like 10 minutes, and boom, got a
Yeah.
broker package. And it's just
Yeah.
that little extra will make the difference. And I see that, and I sense that in the way you operate. That you do go that extra mile. You're very professional. You're like you're locked in.
Very
Me
locked
me
in.
me and me and John right here. We're loud. We're locked in. We work. We goof off, but it's funny because like I always like look over and like
Yeah,
Shelby's
same.
like focused.
I
Is
just, I
Shelby
just
messing with you? Yeah, yeah, zoned in, locked in. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it though. No, it's good. I'm glad we're in the same office. It's really cool because I know for John and I,
Mm-hmm.
we love this place. I've been really fortunate in my career to only work for maybe a couple handful of companies in the past like 20 plus years, and it seems like I always luck out and link up with like really cool companies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. We want to be here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely is a dope place. A couple rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Don't worry, easy, simple stuff. So it's a Friday. It's a Friday. You got no plans. You want to get a bite to eat. Do you go solo or do you call a friend for a spontaneous meetup? And where do you go?
Oh, call a friend for a spontaneous meetup
Okay,
for
awesome,
sure.
love it.
I really like. I think it's Sea Surf, in San Clemente. They got really good fish tacos. The fish is always like bigger than the taco, so they're not
Ooh.
like scamming you.
Nice.
So
Okay.
and then just grabbing a pint of beer and hanging out.
Sea
All I
surf.
need. Sea
Nice.
surf.
That's
Sea
the
surf.
life. That's the life. We gotta check that out, John.
Yeah.
Got to, bro. Food review.
Okay,
Yeah, literally.
another rapid
yeah.
fire question. So you get a call from two friends.
Mhm.
One friend asks you if you want to go see a play. The
Okay.
the importance of being earnest.
Like, that's-
Okay, so
Okay.
you get to go
Theater.
say see the importance of being earnest at South Coast Repertoire, or you get to go see Journey at the Grove. Where do
So
you
my
go?
one friend says Journey at the Grove.
And the
one
other friend
it's a
says
play.
the play.
Oh, Journey.
Okay, rock on. I like that.
Yeah,
I thought
for sure.
I was guessing. I'm like, all right, what's Shelby gonna pick? Journey? Is she gonna pick the play? So for the record,
Sure.
by the way, just in case you're wondering, the play importance of being earnest is actually a really funny play.
I've never even heard of that
It's funny.
play.
Yeah, it's
so.
yeah. So if you ever get the chance to see it and it's not competing with Journey, because I would probably go to Journey.
Yeah,
I'd probably go
it's
see Journey,
Journey.
which
How
I
could
think
you
they're
not?
playing here pretty soon in Orange County. So yeah, I would go to Journey, but that play is actually really good.
Okay.
It's funny. It'll keep you laughing. My face hurt. All right, cool. What else we got, John?
I think that's
Is it a wrap? That was
that's
good.
a
That was
wrap.
healthy.
That was a
That was a
great.
good 30-minute plus pod.
Healthy.
Shelby's a good dash. Yeah, I guess.
Shelby's like
we
a,
should
like a natural, bro. You're,
think
you're
so.
a natural Shelby on camera. He's
Yeah.
like talking and stuff, like chilling, as if the camera's not even there.
It's
Yeah, I barely even noticed
It's like
it.
the Truman Show. It's all
Yeah.
fake. This is just for my
Yeah.
counseling.
It's not even recording.
John,
Shelby's in on this too. I'm telling you, by the
Yeah,
way.
this is all fake.
It's all a
Episode-
big
We wanted
joke
to
for
waste
Gabe.
time so we
Yeah.
didn't have to work. For
And
you.
by the way, all those viewers were all paid for.
It's all one long episode of Punked.
One episode.
It's called My Life.
It Gabe's
It's
life.
my life. Gabe's life.
All right. So, guys, well,
Yeah.
that concludes episode 32 of the Hustle
32.
Podcast. I want to say thank you, Shelby,
Yes.
for being
Thanks.
on.
Thank
you.
It's been
Thank-
amazing.
okay, so I think everyone needs to know. Did we let them know how spontaneous this was? Like, we're getting ready to
Not
record.
yet,
We're just
Okay, it was so random, especially the first one too with
with
Matt.
Matt.
So we had another account executive here, Matt. This morning we recorded a podcast as well. We walked in and said, "What's up, hey Matt? You want to be a special guest today?" He's like, "Wait, right now?" I'm like, "Yeah, in 15 minutes." Yeah. Oh shit! All right, yeah, come through. And then boom, we did it, and then it went really well. Right? And then for Shelby as well, we're like, it's gonna be 4:00 soon. I turned to Gabe. I'm like,
No, we were bantering a little bit.
Oh,
Like, we were
yeah.
talking about having Shelby on the episode
Yeah.
and whatnot. And then we're like, well, do you want to do 4:00? And Shelby's like, yeah.
yeah, let me.
we can
And
do
this was
4
like at
o'clock.
3:30.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, let me know. I was
What
like,
a
wait, what?
sport.
That's how we do it.
That's me.
But yeah, guys, as always, if you guys enjoyed the podcast, leave a like, make sure to comment, let us know what you think. If you guys gained value from it, share with your friends if you liked it. As always, that's how we grow the show. We don't run ads, we don't pay for any of this stuff. We're doing this for free. And
But if you want us to sponsor your business,
yeah,
tap in. We got you covered. I tell
Tap
you what,
in.
you couldn't find a better spokesperson than me and John.
yeah,
That's fact.
and we'll hype you up too.
Heck yeah.
And we have a lot of fun.
They will hype you up.
That's right.
for sure.
Yep.
100%. And then a couple notes. One, if you're a loan officer, if you're a mortgage broker, or if you have any decision making power within the brokerage or the company, and you're looking for a non-QM, a business purpose agency lender with second lien products, reach out to us. If Shelby's been calling you, if I've been calling you, and if John's been calling you, ta-da! Here we are. This is what we look like. This is what we sound like.
We're real.
We're real people.
Not bots.
We're not bots. Okay, we're in an actual office. That's the background. Like, give us a shot. You already see how we roll. If anything, worst case scenario, you'll at least have a good conversation with us. But more than likely, it's going to lead to funded loans. So
Yep.
don't forget, check the description, check the bio, tap in. We cover all 50 states, and we just want to grow. If you want to be on the podcast, if you want to work collaboratively on marketing efforts, if you want to set up a presentation, whatever we can do
Yep.
to help add value to you and your business, that's what we're here for.
Yep. Just like how Shelby goes above and beyond for her brokers, we all do as well, right? So tap in, reach out to us. You won't regret it. All right.
Until next
So
time,
next time, episode 33, tomorrow.
that's tomorrow. All right.
Or later today, who knows? 8 o'clock.
Maybe
Another
it's a
guest?
possibility. We've done that before.
Who knows?
Yeah,
All right,
it's
cool.
usually at a restaurant somewhere.
That's right. All right.
All right, there it is. It's